Ready, Pete?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and call the meeting to order. Southwest School Corporation Board of Trustees. The time is approximately 16 minutes after 6 o'clock. All board members are present. Both the superintendent and the assistant superintendent are present. We'll go ahead and we'll move on to item 2, consideration of any additions or deletions to the agenda.
We have 3 additions to the agenda tonight. The first addition is under routine business items by consent. Letter F, we're going to add a request for Jennifer Jones for a leave of absence. Also under consent items, letter G, we're going to add a request from Cindy Weddle for a leave of absence. And then under items of consent, letter H, add a student transfer request from Levi Wethington, grade 1, from Northeast School Corporation to Sullivan Elementary.
Have any questions from any board members? Got a motion? Barb makes a motion. Jerry seconds. All in favor? 5-0. Moving on to item 3, approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting of October 24th, 2013. Everybody's had a chance to review the minutes. Is there any questions or comments? Have a motion to approve. Mitzi makes the motion. Jerry seconds. All in favor? 5-0. Moving on to item 4, treasurer's report and approval of claims.
All right, in our treasurer's report, our general fund, we have $2,683,072.76. Our debt service fund, $1,089,337.27. Our capital projects fund is a negative $101,725.16. Our transportation fund is $273,774.39. Our bus replacement fund is a negative $25,161.51. Special education preschool fund is 0. Pension bond debt fund is $45,434.95. And our rainy day fund is $1,580,575.28. We have a cash balance of $6,153,377.41. And I'd like to remind the board and audience that in our general fund we have a temporary loan of $2 million that we will need to pay back by December 31st, 2013.
Questions or comments?
On our claims, you received claim numbers 16132 to 16173 in the amount of $612,451.63, and claims number 16174 to 16249 in the amount of $471,597.79, for a total of $1,084,049.42 for the period of October 25th through November 25th.
Any questions from any board members? Got a motion? Kevin makes a motion. Barb seconds. All in favor? 5-0. Moving on to item 5, disposition of routine business items by consent.
We have a resignation at Mary Kay Ravelette, secretary at the Carlisle School. This is effective at the end of the first semester. We have the following recommendations: Sullivan High School, Colt Thompson and Jason Jones, volunteer wrestling coaches. At Sullivan Elementary Junior High School, we have a recommendation for Carrie King to replace Kay Ravelette beginning second semester as the secretary. Rhonda Van Meter will be a Title I bus supervision, replacing Carrie King's second semester. And Ronnie Perkinson for a 7th and 8th grade volunteer basketball coach. At the corporation, we have the following recommendations: Brandy Figley, substitute bus driver; Brenda Howard, substitute bus driver; Leela Lambeth, substitute bus aide. We have the following substitute teacher that we need to approve tonight: Nicole Campbell. We have a request from Julie Meeks for a 4th grade biddy basketball program, December 30th, 31st, January 2nd, 3rd, and 11th. One of the things that Amy and Tracy picked up on their last treasurer's meeting is that one thing auditors are really looking for is acceptance of donations. The board needs to approve all donations. So we will be having this on the agenda every month. We have the following donations at the Carlisle School: Target $176, Jack and Nancy Willis $50, Duke Energy $500, Bracy Farms $1,350, Sunrise Coal, $200. Sullivan Elementary, Gary Pirtle, $698.75. At Sullivan High School, the super mileage team, Doug and Nancy Tillman, $300. Dorothy Tillman Trust, $200. Erica Stitzel, $50. Hoosier Energy, $1,000. Robinson Real King, $300. Sullivan Furniture, $300. First Robinson Savings Bank, $100. And Springer Insurance, $50. And all those donations at Sullivan High School were for the super mileage team. We have the request for Jennifer Jones for a leave of absence beginning February 1st. We have a request for a leave of absence from Cindy Weddle. And we have a request for a student transfer, Levi Worthington, grade 1 from Northeast to Sullivan Elementary. That's all of our items.
Questions from board members? Seeing none, do we have a motion? Jerry makes a motion. Mitzi seconds, all in favor? 5-0. We don't have any old business tonight, so we'll move on to new business. Item A.
I would ask the board permission tonight to advertise for a temporary loan for the 2014, should be 15 school year, or 2014 budget, excuse me. The purpose of this is to assist with cash flow in the general fund. It would be a similar process to what we've done in the past.
Yeah, we do this every year, so. Have any questions? The motion, Jerry makes a motion, Barb seconds, all in favor? 5-0. Moving on to item B.
Approval to apply for and accept the following grants. As part of our process to apply and accept grants, the board needs to approve those. So I would ask for your approval tonight for Title I, Title II, Part A, Title II, Part B, High Ability, and the Indiana Department of Homeland Security School Safety Grant. Some of these we've already received, so I apologize for not having them on the agenda before now. So I'd ask for your permission to accept those.
Any questions? A motion? Kevin makes a motion, Jerry seconds, all in favor? 5-0.
And I would mention on that, we have Title I, we have Title II Part A has been approved. Title II Part B is the one that we're working with Indiana State University, and it has not been approved yet. And the High Ability and the School Safety Grant have both been approved. Item C, the selection of a vendor to install new camera system in Sullivan Elementary. If you remember, we received a grant from the Indiana Department of Homeland Security for $40,000 to install new cameras at Sullivan Elementary. We have some final paperwork we still need to complete from the state in order to begin this project. We requested 4 quotes, which we received, but after reviewing those, I would like to table this tonight, if that's okay with the board, and make a recommendation at the December meeting.
Yeah, it's all right with the board members?
Yeah.
Okay, table it. Moving on to item D.
Approval of health insurance rates for the non-certified staff. I gave you a copy in your packet of the proposed health insurance rates for the Southwest School Corporation non-certified staff. The proposed single rates for non-certified staff are the same as those provided certified employees. This would be a slight change. They paid a little more for that in the past. In the proposal, the board would continue to make the single contribution amount to a family insurance rate for non-certified employees, and that is the current practice by Southwest.
Any questions? A motion? Barb makes a motion, Kevin seconds, all in favor? 5-0. Moving on to item E.
Approval of the 2014 bus purchases, and Mr. Stuckey is going to give us a quick report on that.
Tonight I'm asking the board for approval to purchase 2 new buses for 2014 for our bus replacement plan that was submitted to the DLGF. Cost of those 2 buses is a total of $194,734 after the trade-ins. Per our bus replacement plan, bus 41 and bus 4 will be the buses that are replaced. So I'd like to ask for your permission tonight to purchase those.
Any questions, comments from the board? A motion? Kevin makes a motion, Jerry seconds, all in favor? 5-0. Any other new business?
I have none. I don't know if any board member has any.
We'll move on to item 8, miscellaneous business.
John's going to give us an update on the Sullivan High School front entrance project.
Counting this evening, this is day 6 that they've been on site. In talking with a gentleman today, they're on schedule through those first 6 days. All the work again is beginning after 3:30, so it's not disrupting the school day at all. And again, it's on schedule right now, and been very pleased with the work they're doing to this point.
Anybody have any questions about the project at this point?
No, I've been hearing good things from it, so.
I thought I'd give you a one-to-one technology update. Right now, we're conducting a survey of the parents. I sent out a school reach asking them to participate in the survey. As part of that survey, we're also asking them to give us their thoughts on a school calendar as well, whether we want to stay with a traditional calendar or a modified balanced calendar or a balanced calendar. We're preparing a survey for the teachers. That I received a list of concerns from the teachers about the one-to-one movement, and they were not negative, but they're just things that they're concerned about. So I want to try to address those at the next discussion, which is December 11th. They're planning the second semester professional development right now. I think overall the first semester went well. I think Lisa would agree. And we're going to send 4 teachers to Engaging the Net Generation Workshop December 2nd to the 4th. So that's kind of where we're at with the one-to-one update. The 2014 school calendar, I gave you a copy of that tonight, so you guys can look at that. I've also given it to Lisa, and I think she's going to distribute it to the teachers and then see what they would like.
Send out the 2, right?
Yeah. And right now, we're going to have a Sodexo update from Mr. Nero.
Well, as I said in here, we got some things we're planning for. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a insight on what the A to Z salad bar is. It's really something that's primarily set up for the elementary schools to kind of introduce the kids to fruits and vegetables, what nutrition they have for them, vitamins, and get them to taste testing them. But since this is a new program in the entire school corporation, we're going to go to all levels this year. And then we'll probably just kind of gear to it to the elementary schools next year. We're also going to try, in conjunction with this, is work with Mr. Miller's ag class and see if we can't do something in the form of a farmer's market at the ag building they got built out behind the elementary school. Either do it in the fall or the spring and use it as a field trip for the elementary school, where it's going to be a form of a farmer's market where they go out there and see it, and not only see it but taste test it. To kind of get an idea and introduce them to it. As far as the exhibition cooking, we're working with VU and their culinary department. This here is again, it's for the middle school primarily, but we're going to try and introduce it there this year. We're going to bring a couple of chefs up and do some international style cooking. Let the kids taste test it. It would be at no cost to them. But this would be done during the lunch hours or lunch period, so it won't affect classes. Some of the future chefs from VU will come up here and actually do the demonstrations. So that's something we're working on. And then a future chef program. Again, this is set up to start at the elementary school and work their way up. We're going to start it at the high school because I want to involve the students that are in Mrs. Cross's class as far as helping instructing the younger kids in the future. But they come in and actually submit recipes, and we'll put a board together and choose 3 of those, and then we'll provide all the supplies and that student will actually go out there and compete against each other, providing the recipe. We'll put a board together, just kind of like the Iron Chef program, and we'll have prizes for them, and then we'll take it all the way down to the elementary level and start up with them and work up the grades. I think it's just a way to get kids involved in cooking, not only on that side of it, but get to understand about nutrition and a well-balanced meal. Those are some of the programs we're trying to implement this year. Some other ones we're going to try and implement in the future is the kitchen wars, the wellness fairs, and all this is going to involve the students. It's not just an adult type program, it's going to involve all the students. I'm going to be getting with the principals after the first of the year and see if we can't set up some kind of a committee from each building made up of students, teachers, and maybe a few parents, and get some ideas how we can make the cafeterias better in the future. That's pretty much the basis of what we're doing in the cafeterias. Facilities-wise, I know some of you noticed some of the lights that have changed around the elementary school in Carlisle. As the older high-pressure sodiums go out, they're getting very costly and they're not very dependable. We're gonna go to the LEDs. They provide more light, they're more efficient, and if they last like they say they will, we want it to be changing them for 15 to 20 years. So they're a little more expensive up front, but if they last the way they do, it's gonna help us out. You see the work request reports that's in there. Asphalt, I talked to Charlie today, he called me. Everything's still on for Wednesday. They're gonna do the elementary school where they let the children off, and they're gonna do the concession stand, the bathrooms, they're gonna do that for sure Wednesday, as long as nothing stops with the asphalt people. They're gonna plan a date to do the approach by the football field at a later date. But if all goes well, we'll have the unloading zone by the elementary school done Wednesday. That's about all I have for you.
Thank you, Larry. Anybody have a question?
I got one question. We had talked about treats for the, healthy treats for the first, kindergarten, first grade, elementary. Where you at on that?
I haven't gotten any farther than I have in the past, but we are still working on that. You're talking about the snack program?
Yeah, because they have to buy, they buy their own. what
Currently
they
they buy their
Not
own.
necessarily healthy, and maybe something to you they could buy.
So we're gonna try and get something set up with that.
Okay, well, I was asking where we was at by.
We haven't got any farther than we were in the beginning of the year,
Okay.
so.
I know, I told you you've been a little busy.
Yeah, I've been traveling a lot.
Larry, one quick question. I've had different parents, different places, not just in one place, ask me about hot vegetables since we're getting into the winter time. Will we see a few more of those?
I've
or
left
not?
that entirely up to the kitchen
Okay.
managers.
Okay,
They've been told that they can provide hot vegetables on the hotline if they'd like to.
yeah.
We're not gonna actually put them on the menu unless they're asked for, with the cycle menu, but they have the opportunity. If they wanna put green beans or hot corn out there, they can.
And the number's still high?
Yes, ma'am. So far, we've been averaging, our middle schools are astronomical. Between 82 and 89% between the two middle schools that were having participation. The high schools fluctuate a little bit simply because of the field trips we've had the past month, but we're still sitting around 74% there. The elementary schools, we're still sitting at 66%. I don't know what we can do to get it boosted up there. I don't know if it just has to do a deal with money or what, but we're still looking at that.
What was it last year overall?
Overall, I think we were right around 70%.
We're at 74 right now.
So,
I'll be honest with you, I don't know if we can ever get the parents in to see it, but I just remember when Stitz and I, Dr. Baker was here looking at the food
Sodexo.
services, and he was just amazed. He said, and his kids didn't eat it. So he said, my kids will start eating at school 3 days a week minimum. Just 'cause he saw
How do you
it.
get that word out? How do we get it
Have the
out?
parents,
They
but I
have-
think you might have the parents come in and
The
try the
national-
food.
The
Last
National
week was
Honor
parent.
Society thing the other night, that gave a lot, at least high school parents who might have some children.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
that
lower
meal
grades,
was excellent.
they had a wonderful time to taste everything and see what it was like.
But Dr. Baker didn't even taste it, and he was convinced. Just by looking at it.
That's even
Where you at
better.
on the time frame for the high school to eat? Because that might be one of your problems up there. They don't have, are they having enough time?
I was
Yeah.
up there the other day, Jerry, and they had 15 minutes. They were all
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, okay, all right. That was
they've been
concerning,
doing a
but
great
still.
job at the high school.
Yeah.
But
Still
to
working
answer
on
the question about getting the parents
That was just
involved,
one
they
month.
do have
I
programs
wasn't
that
there
they're
for
trying to develop at the beginning of the school year. I know we tried it a few years ago to do a food show at the high
I
school.
went to that.
And the parents that did come in, they did have a chance and opportunity to taste the foods their kids would be eating.
Wasn't a big crowd.
No. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact the time of year it was and everything else, but Sodexo is trying to put something together to invite parents down to it and have like a food show type deal.
Everybody's busy, you know.
So, that is something they're looking at, to try and get the parents involved and see what the kids are getting.
Have we sent out any flyers on it about it, maybe? Is there flyers we could send over to kids, you know?
Just the normal, everything that we have, we could probably put one together ourselves.
Maybe something like that.
Ball game one night. You know, maybe we could set up at a ball game one night or something.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a big crowd there.
And we're involved in the backpack program right now, correct?
We're not actually involved in it, we're supporting it.
Okay,
There's been some controversy with,
okay.
down at Carlisle again, between the church and the group that's doing it. But I think eventually we may just take it over. I think the season started too late this year for us to jump full into it. but, we're still looking at that too.
I will say Larry, John, and I met with the 8th grade student council at from Sullivan Middle School today, and I mean, it was number 7 on my list was how was the food going in the cafeteria, and one of the kids spoke up before I said, I'll say one thing, the food's great this year. So I've heard a lot of positives,
Yeah, positive, yes.
so we appreciate it.
Yeah,
Good
thanks for
job,
all your
Larry,
work
thanks.
you're doing. You're doing a great job.
Yep.
See, Pete, you need to go up and
You need to
do
go up
a
and-
report
Go up and do a
someplace.
report
They
on
already
our
did.
And
food.
try the
That's
food.
it, yes.
They did, it was on the
Can we
front page.
give him a meal? Is that giving him something for doing something for us, or?
That's what Maria used to do.
Did it work? You printed it?
I went over to the
But you
elementary
got, Harold
school.
already did a full page story, it was on the
Did he?
front
Yeah,
page.
yeah.
Excellent,
Yeah.
okay.
It's well done.
But Pete's a better writer than Harold.
Now, this is
Is
on
that how that works?
That's,
I'm gonna tell him you said that now.
You won't have to, you can just
Yeah, you
watch
can
it.
watch it. Harold's gonna watch it tonight.
he's
And I'll
gonna,
tell
He's
Harold.
gonna be busy.
I'll put it in the minutes.
He's gonna
He made me
hear
say
it.
that, too.
you're gonna loop it till it keeps saying it over and over again.
The next thing on the list was the Neola policy review. Tonight I put on there the public gifts to the corporation since Amy and Tracy had said that that was one of the emphasis this year, was making sure the board approves all donations. So there was a handout out there on the table. Basically, gifts or donations presented to the corporation must be accompanied by a letter from the donor for official action and recognition by the school board. So that's something that we're going to have to do because in the past we haven't done that. To be acceptable, a gift or donation must have a purpose consistent with those of the corporation, be offered by a donor acceptable to the board, and become corporation property. In addition, a gift or donation must not begin a program which the board will not be willing to take over when the gift or funds run out, or exhausted, bring undesirable or hidden costs to the corporation, place restrictions on the corporation, be inappropriate or harmful to the educational program of the corporation or to the students, imply endorsement or any business or product, be in conflict with any provision of the general school laws or public laws. A letter of appreciation signed by the superintendent shall be sent to each donor, including the estimated value of the gift. So that's our policy for donations. Like I said, we had several tonight, which I think we get several every month, so that's something that we'll have on the agenda from here on out.
Okay, question.
Sure.
If it's something that is given like to the PTO, is that included in here too then?
No,
Okay.
because we are not we have nothing to do
It's
with
a
the
separate
PTO.
entity.
Correct.
Okay, I just wanted to check.
Same as the booster club then, right, Amy?
Right.
People get
Okay,
upset over that, it's not, it's
Right.
PTO.
just wanted to clarify that before I got myself in trouble.
Correct.
I
Yeah.
think the $20 turkey trot was a question raised about that, why they charge that much.
Oh, okay.
There was a question.
Yeah, we truly have no say at all with PTO funds or what they do with it. If they choose to give it or use it in a manner that is not school corporation
Okay,
directed in any way.
okay.
In other news, I thought I would review the Sullivan High School Beta Club. I sent this out in an email to all the board members, but Sullivan High School took 151 well-behaved betas to Indy for the annual convention on November 15th and 16th. Jake Purtle, the current state secretary, won the John L. Harris Leadership Award and will now get to attend the Broyhill Leadership Summit. Ben Short was voted in as next year's state secretary. Sullivan placed first in the following: group talent, campaign skit, and character skit. They were second in fundraising with a $1,200 donation to Camp About Face. They got third in the banner competition. They had the following individuals place: Zach Eubanks, first in social studies; Marky Vaughn, first in English; Riley Purtle, first in creative writing; Gabe Pond, first in pencil drawing; Shanae Pennington, first in poetry; Jamie Etchison, first in black and white photography; Caitlin Andre, second in oratory; Casey Garner, second in social studies; Eric Holscher, second in agriculture; Alex Morin, second in poetry. Gabriel Hill V. Hill, third in Spanish, Maddie Boston, third in agriculture, Alex Perkinson, third in pencil drawing. Over 70 students were performing on the stage at different times during the two-day event. So,
Okay, Mr. Jessica, I had one thing.
sure.
On that John L. Harris Leadership Award, there's only 25 given in the entire nation.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's at each state's beta convention, but
He gets
there's
to
only
go
25
somewhere
given in
for
the entire
something.
nation.
How many adults
So
were
he's one of
involved
25.
in this job? Skip?
How many chaperones?
Yeah, how many did?
Probably.
Probably 15.
Yeah, it does, 12 to 15.
I can't remember how many rooms we'd have, but
But, you know, Mrs. Noble and Mrs. Trimble,
Are they the two that pretty much ramrodded the?
They
Yeah.
organize it, yeah.
They did kudos for them.
they did a tremendous job. And the participation, the kids, this is something they look forward to every year.
I loved it.
Sullivan High School student Cheyenne Pennington was chosen to perform at Carnegie Hall. That was on the front page of the paper. Thank you, Pete.
Harold. No, that was Dennis. Dennis. Credit where credit's due.
She's trying to raise some money to help defray costs of the trip. It's gonna cost her, I think, around $5,000, so
We donate to that at all?
we do not. But we do provide them a means for, you know, if they
We're
have
gonna
some
use our
idea of
facilities,
fundraising.
correct?
Yeah. The Sullivan Elementary PTO, their turkey trot fundraiser raised over $8,000.
That's good.
And part of those proceeds goes to feed families in the community
And the rest of it comes back to it.
to the PTO, and then they donate it or look for projects to do at the school. And that's all I have for tonight.
Any other items of concerned administrators or board members?
I want to go back to the National Honor Society, not for the food this time, but for the students. Mrs. Hollis, her group, excellent job, a lot of participation, a lot of good kids.
110
110.
members.
Mr. Shorter did a very nice job in his talk with the kids, and the audience was very quiet and listened politely, although the sound system wasn't the greatest, but we'll
I was
work on
gonna
it.
say, that's what it had to be.
But very nice, very nice evening.
Well, help's on the way on the sound system. We're gonna get that corrected after the first of the year.
Any other items? Move on to upcoming dates.
November 29th, or 27th, 28th, and 29th, Thanksgiving vacation, no school. The Southwest School Corporation's office will be closed. December 9th, 2013, band, Christmas concert featuring Sullivan High School, Sullivan Middle School, and Carlisle bands at 7 p.m. December 10th, 2013, the Sullivan Elementary School Christmas program for grades K, 1, and 2, 7 p.m. December 10th, Carlisle Christmas program, grades K through 8 at 6:30. December 16th, the 2013, Sullivan High School Choral Christmas programs at 7 p.m. And on December 18th, the Southwest School Corporation Board meeting at 6:30. And that'll be moved back. We'll have a dinner for the board members that night, so
Are we gonna meet in the cafeteria, you said?
yes. I think we're actually gonna do it in the choir room.
Is it the 18th?
Yes.
No, I
I'm
meant the
sorry, I was daydreaming.
meeting.
And so.
No, we'll just do the meeting here.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
I hate that.
So what time's the meeting?
The meeting's gonna be here at 6:30.
Here at
6:30 on the 18th.
I moved it back 30 minutes.
That's fine.
And then on December 20th, it's the last day of school before Christmas vacation, and on January 6th, school resumes, 2014. That's all I have for tonight.
Any other questions or concerns?
Motion adjourned.
Jerry makes a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? Mitzi seconds. All in favor?